I have a pretty big shop drop coming up, which means the next few days in the studio are going to be full of sculpting, prototyping, and lots of behind the scenes prep. Come with me for a few cozy days in the studio as I design new worry stones, share how I find and stay inspired, and we'll talk about how I'm approaching this shop drop a little differently this time so I can protect my energy and avoid the burnout that sometimes and almost always can come with running a small creative business. So grab your favorite coffee or a tea, get cozy, and come join me. So we are about a week and a half out from my shop drop. I am very excited for the shop drop. I'm gonna be restocking the core collection and the minis. And I'm also gonna be making a few limited edition springtime worry stones for this drop. I have not designed them yet. I have a few ideas in my head of like animals that I wanna make because there's a few animals that have been pretty frequently requested by people. So we're gonna work on those prototypes in this video, and I'll give you a little glimpse into how I kind of get my inspiration and prototype and make my worry stones. In some of my previous drops, I got pretty burnt out. I took on too much. Even for my past couple of drops where I've done mainly pre-made, I'll explain a little bit. I still kind of stressed myself out and it's been a lot. But before we dive into that, I guess I should introduce myself. My name's Emma and I am the owner of Tiny Bloom Studio. It's a small handmade polymer clay shop that I run out of this little section of my living room. I also have a desk right behind you, which is like my computer desk. But essentially this little area of my Brooklyn apartment is where the whole thing is run out of. So to prep for the drop, I've already been doing a fair amount of sculpting. I sculpted some earlier. I just baked them. They actually just got done. They're still in the oven. They need to cool off though because they're still pretty hot. But in other exciting news, you probably noticed that it looks a little different around here. I know I mentioned, I think it was just in the last video I did, but I wanted to get a wide angle lens and I got one. Over the weekend, I took Sunday off, but then what I ended up doing on my day off is I just went into Manhattan and I went to B&H. It's like a huge camera store here in New York. And I got myself a wide angle lens and I am loving it. Because I'm filming in such a tiny space, I feel like it just adds so much more dimension to have this lens. I am very excited about it, as you can see in these clips that I took earlier as I was putting on the lens and testing it out. I just feel really grateful to be in a place where I can start making more small investments over time in my company. It feels really cool. But before we dive into sculpting, and we're gonna begin with prototyping the new designs, which I'm very excited for, let's have just a very small little coffee chat about how I'm doing some things different for this drop so I don't get burned out. So the very first thing we're doing is we're giving ourselves enough time. So for this whole shop drop process will basically happen over 4 weeks. I have 3 weeks of prepping for the shop drop, and then I'll have 1 week of packing and shipping all the orders. So right now I am about halfway through the prep because I have like a little over a week and a half until the actual drop. And with that, I'm doing all of like the time sensitive things earlier on. Like I've already ordered all of the boxes I need, the labels, glassine bags, printer ink, whatever else clay stuff that I need for the shop drop. I did that plenty in advance. I'm not waiting till the last minute to do that. No procrastinating. And the other one, which is honestly a bit harder for myself, is putting in boundaries that I'm not doing 3 a.m. nights. I'm sculpting and doing as much as I can while also accepting that I am a human and I have limited resources in myself and limited time. Because while I wish I could be like a superhuman and just push through and make like 1,000 million worry stones, that's not realistic. It's not, and that's okay. I'm human. I just gotta accept that. And the other thing with this drop too, which is something I've actually been doing for all of 2026, is that I switched from a made-to-order model from 2025, and now for 2026, I'm doing pre-made. So essentially I'm making all the worry stones before the drop, so everything is ready to just be packed and shipped out when I actually list it on my website. But one little bit of honest advice is that for the last couple of drops I've done, I have done like 85% pre-made, and then I've actually in the background have listed a little more that I've actually been able to sculpt because I wanted to sell more than I was actually able to sculpt for those last drops because I didn't give myself quite as much time to prep for them. And so I then spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the following week very busy sculpting, trying to make everything that I listed that I didn't actually pre-make. That was not a sustainable model. I mean, I did it because I wanted to list as many worry stones as possible, and sometimes if something sold out like immediately, I'm like, I'll just put up 3 more and then I can sculpt it after the fact. And yeah, I pulled it off. Everything still got made and shipped out on time, but it wasn't the best for my little brain up here. And the very last thing I'm gonna be doing when it comes to essentially marketing, I guess, is I'm gonna be focusing really on quality over quantity. It has dawned on me lately, I've had the realization that I've really been neglecting one aspect of connecting with my audience, connecting with my customers, and so we're gonna change that this drop. As you can tell, I'm deep in shop drop prep mode right now, but this time I'm shifting my focus a little bit to both protect my energy and also connect with my core audience more. I realize I've been pouring so much energy into my social media, yet my most loyal audience, they're quietly waiting in my inbox. And by the way, thank you so much to the 1,200 of you that have already subscribed to my email newsletter. The thing that I love about email marketing is that it's always steady and reliable. You never have to worry about the ever-changing social media algorithms or whether your posts will be seen. Your community is they're just right there waiting for you. So today I wanna bring you behind the scenes with me as we create some templates for my email newsletters for this drop. And thank you to OmniSend for kindly partnering with me and sponsoring this segment of the video. I truly love how intuitive and powerful OmniSend is. I can drag in product photos, add copy, and create cozy, personalized emails without ever feeling overwhelmed. I mean, just look at how calm and thoughtful this feels, giving my audience a behind-the-scenes glimpse while letting them know what to expect for this upcoming drop. And these emails, they aren't just cute, they're effective. Email marketing is one of the highest return tools for small businesses. And with OmniSend, brands average $79 back for every $1 spent. Yes, really, email marketing pays off. And beyond one-off templates, I can also set up automations like welcome emails, abandoned cart reminders, and back-in-stock notifications, so my community always feels connected without me having to do everything manually. OmniSend integrates seamlessly with Shopify and other e-commerce platforms like WordPress and Wix, and you can start for free. Then when you're ready to upgrade to a paid plan, OmniSend grows with you effortlessly. Plus they offer 24/7 support and free migration, so you're taken care of every step of the way. Paid plans include many additional features like SMS marketing, and my favorite part, all the emails are fully mine. No OmniSend logos, just my brand front and center. If you've been thinking quietly about starting a newsletter to grow your community and your business, maybe this is your sign. If you'd like to get started, I have a special offer for you to get 30% off your first 3 months. Just scan the QR code here somewhere on the screen or check out the link in the description below. Honestly, this has quickly become my favorite way to nurture my community and protect my own energy, and I think you'll love it too. Okay, well now I think we should move over there and start prototyping. I'm so excited. I just finished up a bottle of rubbing alcohol. This is what I use to like clean my clay and clean my workspace. So I just opened up another little bottle and I'm just gonna give my little desk a clean. Like many people, before I actually start prototyping, I like to find inspiration for what I'm gonna prototype, get some ideas. And obviously I get inspiration from my community. Y'all give me a lot of really great, cool ideas. And that's actually how I have most of my ideas for today are actually kind of like requests from people in my community. But if I ever go online to look for inspiration, like if I ever go to Pinterest or I'm looking on social media, one of the main things I'll actually do is I don't look at polymer clay stuff. I mean, I'll look at polymer clay things a little bit to try to get the vibe, but in order to make sure I am staying true to my own style and I'm creating something that feels authentic to me and not accidentally like replicating a design that someone else made, is that I like to look at other art mediums to then get inspiration for my worry stones. So specifically, I love to look at plushies. Like I love finding inspiration from different stuffed animals, different plushies, and then also drawing art as well I love to look at. So that's kind of where I get my inspiration. So I have a little note here of some ideas of things I want to sculpt. These are large ideas y'all have given me and I've just seen them over and over and over again. And so I was like, maybe I should make these because they've been requested so much. The very first one, which probably won't be a surprise, is a capybara. People want a capybara worry stone. I have seen some other people on social media actually make a capybara worry stone. So I'm gonna try to make one and make it my own. Make a little springtime capybara. The second idea is a duck. We're gonna try to make a little springtime duck. I've also had requests for my Highland cow worry stone design to come back, and which is gonna be some kind of floral Highland cow. I actually had one person even say they would love a sunflower Highland cow, which that would be so freaking cute, and the color scheme I think would be perfect, so we might try to do that. And I've also just had some people ask for more minimalist, simple worry stones, so we're also gonna do something a little more simple as well. So one question I've gotten a fair amount in the past is, do I tend to draw out my designs? Do I sketch them out first before I actually dive in and get my hands in the clay and start sculpting? And yes and no. I feel like for some designs, especially when I was first beginning making worry stones, I would draw them out. I would conceptualize them a lot more on paper. But now that I've been making worry stones, I mean, I make hundreds of worry stones every single month, and my brain is always kind of thinking about worry stones and how to make it. And my brain in general thinks more in like 3D, I'd say, than like 2D. So I'd actually say now it's a little more rare that I'll actually ever sketch out a design before I do it. Normally I can just visualize it in my brain. I can kind of put it together and see it in my head, and then I just have to make it in real life. I just have to get the clay and actually sculpt it. But that definitely took a lot of practice before I was able to kind of conceptualize my brain without sketching it out. And with prototyping, of course, the first design I make of a worry stone isn't always the final product. Occasionally it is, and most times I tend to tweak some things, I'll change some things, and I'll go through a few different iterations before I have the final worry stone. So it is now like an hour, hour and a half later, and I finished the very first prototype. Here it is. It's a little capybara with an orange flower on their belly. And the reason that I did an orange flower is because I'm sure you've seen around a lot of capybara toys, there'll often be a tangerine with a capybara. And the reason for that is that capybaras love tangerines. I hope you can't hear like the screaming children in the background. There's like kids running up and down the street, like literally screaming. I live on a street with a lot of kids, so I'm used to it, but I don't know if if the microphone will pick it up. Squirrel brain. But the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bake this real quick, and then I'm gonna create a little reel with it so that I can get people's opinions on it, and we can see what people like. I can also then do another poll, see what else people want me to create. Let's unload, wow, so much stuff, this oven. This ghostie got a little crack in her while baking. I try my best to avoid the cracks, to try to get all the air bubbles, and I think this one might have been from the way the eye pin was put in, but sometimes cracks happen and it's a bummer. But it's just so sad to have all my hard work ruined by a crack. Okay, I just took a little break. I'm having a little seltzer soda, Brew strawberry soda from Trader Joe's. It's very good. And I also just sculpted these little cloud cow bodies. Okay, I think it turned out actually really cute. Here is the final product, which is all baked. I'll sand on the back eventually. I think she's really cute. Okay, I need to now, because it is 6:26 and the sun is setting, starting to set. The sun sets in 20 minutes. So I'm gonna record a reel real quick. That's trippy to say. I'm gonna record a reel and then I'm gonna post it so I can get people's opinions on this, and we'll just go from there. My little love. I was snacking on some potato chips just a little bit ago. So good. Wow, it's gotten dark in here. That's better. So it is now 7:10. That actually was pretty quick for me to edit. That was a very quick, just kind of like talking head reel. Like I didn't have to add a voiceover. I didn't have to put a bunch of different clips of me sculpting together. So those ones are definitely quicker to do. I'll give you a little sneak peek. Hi, I'm Emma and I'm a small polymer glacier. And over the months, I've gotten countless requests to make a capybara. So I'm now just going to post this on all of my socials and all my short form, and then I'm hungry. I'm gonna have some dinner. Good morning. I was gonna start at my desk, but this little Kibitootie was too cute over here. Thank you. And so I had to come over and give her a little bit of love. So it is actually a nice. So it's a couple days later. Yesterday I actually didn't film. She has moved to my lap. Oh, I think I was saying that yesterday I actually didn't film. Instead, I did a little bit of work in the morning, and then I met up with a friend for coffee in Manhattan, came back, did a few more hours of work, and then I actually met my parents for dinner. They're in town for a little while. So that was all really nice and great, but I didn't honestly work a whole lot. One thing I love about being self-employed is that I have full freedom over my schedule, which can also sometimes be a bit hard because it does also mean like the executive functioning demands and like self-discipline and having to plan out my days can sometimes be a bit challenging. But I mean, the pros way outweigh those cons. The fact that one day I can choose to work 12 hours like I did a couple days ago, and then I can have a day like yesterday where I'm kind of bopping around getting work done when I can, but I'm also able to like go see the people that I care about in my life, which I'm very grateful for that. But because my day consisted more of like little segments of work, I got some other stuff done yesterday. Like I had a little commission, a gifted commission that I did for my dad, a couple worry stones for some of his friends that he's had since back in college. And I'm not going to post what that is here because I know that they also like follow my business, and I'm not sure if they watch my YouTube videos, but in case they do, I don't want to like spoil the surprise. My brain is very distracted today. Maybe we should have a little more coffee. Try to focus my brain a little bit. And then also one of my friends back in Ohio, if you didn't know, I grew up in Ohio. It's where I'm from. I went to college in Ohio. And one of my friends back there, she bought one of my mini matcha keychains a while ago. I think that was back in the summer. But she reached out and she accidentally lost it, and she was asking if I was going to be making them again. And I just said, I'll make you another one. So I had kind of a little keychain commission for her. So I've been making that. And then this morning I glazed it. And so now it's all ready to be sent off to her, which I'm very excited for. And now it is time to get back into prototyping. Okay, and now I want to make some other cute little friends. I'm going to actually look through my Instagram and my TikTok, my YouTube shorts, where I posted the capybara one, and see if anyone else had any really good ideas of things to sculpt. Yay, people like the capybaras. Okay, panda. I saw also yesterday immediately too on YouTube shorts, I think. Someone also asked about a panda, so I think we might have to do a little panda in here. Someone also asked for a platypus, which I think would be really cute. That'd be maybe a little harder to figure out how to make. I don't know, sometimes it just takes my brain a little more time to like conceptualize how to make something, but I'm definitely always down for the challenges. A puffin would be really cute. That'd be kind of hard. Also, what I really want to do for a bird that I think I'm figuring out how to do it in a cute way that'll be like not too challenging is a pigeon. I really want to do a little pigeon. So we might have like a little pigeon down the line, but probably not for this drop, but I love my pigeons. I love them. So I posted these two little gifts. I love it. Well, the duck, clearly, like I said, that's the duck people want. And then the otter, I actually already have an otter in my store. If you know, it's the otter holding her favorite rock, which is one of my best sellers. She's been around for a long time. She'll be in this drop too. Don't worry. Someone asked for more of the mini black cats. Yes, the mini black cats, they will be in this drop. Someone asked for a sunflower. It's like they read my mind. And someone else said, this is adorable. Thank you. Also, I recently just hit 10,000 followers on YouTube. Like, oh my gosh, thank you all so much. That's crazy to be like in the 5-digit realm of YouTube. I can't believe it. Sunset Emma, I subbed a while ago, and every time I see one of your videos, it's such an inspiration. Please keep making them. You are amazing. I love y'all. Y'all just like make my day. Thank you. That's so sweet. All right, let's get to sculpting.
Go to a place where even our imperfections can rest. was blaming the summer wind for rushing past. In the moments when I held my ground and stayed, I was only standing in the way. There is a pond on the map. When it's laying flat, seems easy to arrive at. But in the world, all the stories I have heard, if you let go.
Good morning. It is the next day and I finished the prototypes. So let me show you what they look like. I ended up sculpting until, I don't know, 8, 9 o'clock. And then I baked everything and just took it out of the oven. And I'm very excited to show you what I got. And then I'm very excited to create some like content and post it on my short form so that I can get some more like feedback, because by the time I actually post this video, I already will have decided on what the designs are, because by the time this video actually gets up, it'll probably just be like a few days before the actual drop. So also, if you want to be part of like helping me kind of design worry stones in the future, make sure you're either following me on Instagram or you're keeping up with my YouTube shorts, because I always share like more up-to-date and current stuff on my short form, because long form YouTube, I love it, but it just takes a while to like edit, so the content's always kind of delayed, if that makes sense. But enough rambling, let me show you the prototypes. Oh man, I just filmed like an 8-minute clip talking about my prototypes and showing them to you, and then talking about what it's been like prototyping, and my camera battery died. And the thing that I don't love about my camera is that if the battery dies, whatever clip I'm currently filming in the middle of is not saved. And so let's try this again, take 2. You already previously saw, and I already shared on social media, my little capybara worry stone, which people loved. I'm going to then, today actually, film and record and share the little duckies that I made. I think they are so cute. I'll probably in the end only end up doing one of these designs for this drop, but who knows, maybe people really love them. I'll do both and you can buy as like a little pair. But we have a little flower ducky and we have a little butterfly ducky. I just think they're so cute and kind of derpy and adorable. The one that I am partial to is the butterfly one. I think also just because I have some other floral designs in my shop, so this adds a bit more variation for the textures and just the belly accessories. And the next ones that I made, which I also love these so much, are my little sunflower one. A little sunflower Highland cow, and I really love the texture on the belly, like especially the middle of the sunflower. It's not too rough, but it is like a bit rougher, so it kind of is just like a really nice texture, and there's a little sunflower on the head, and I just think it's so freaking cute. And I know people love the Highland cows, and I love the Highland cows, so I'm always wanting to make more Highland cows. And then for a more kind of like minimalist, more like discreet, just simple worry stone, I made this little sunflower one, and I actually want to remake this worry stone because I actually made this by mixing in some green clay with translucent clay, and I wanted it to be a little more marbly with the translucent clay. Like I want it to feel kind of jade stone adjacent. Tongue twister. This is the minimalist design. I think together they're also just so complementary and like so freaking cute. I did actually, before making this one, here's a prototype I made before it, which I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But it was a good stepping stone to get to this, which I love this one. I'm gonna make one of these and put it on my own bag. I really wanna have both of these like a duo on my purse because I just think they're so freaking cute. And then the last one I made, and this is very subtly spring. There's a little nod to spring in this worry stone, but it's not very obvious. I'm gonna give you a second to see if you can spot it. Here's a little Where's Waldo? What is spring about this worry stone? It's actually a flower design on the eyes. And then for right now, I just left the belly plain because I'm trying to also in my drops have more variations for texture preferences. So I already have some that have like, you know, different textures on the bellies, but then I figured maybe people might like having one that is just plain. The thing that I honestly love most about prototyping now is like being interactive with you all, and I wish I could make every single request and recommendation that you all have because they're all so good. Like there's never a request that's not good, that like wouldn't be cute as a worry stone. Like y'all are so creative, but we have to take our time. That is the beauty of handmade art, is that you can't rush it. You need to give it your time. You need to let it be human. Like it's very human, and part of that is that it's slower and you have to slow down and you have to take your time. What else was I saying in the clip that got deleted? Oh, I was saying that I really have been enjoying prototyping so much lately, and it's making me think about what I want for this kind of next step in my business. And whenever I'm sculpting and just in life, I definitely am someone that just loves podcasts and video essays and watching YouTube videos and just getting in an inside glimpse into people's brains and being inspired. And I just love like psychology and humans in general. I find humans super fascinating. The one piece of advice that I got on a podcast recently, I can't remember which podcast it was, they're basically saying that the key to growth, and I think this was specifically maybe talking about like in social media context, but I think it can apply to anything, is that you like need two factors. You need consistency, so you need like the daily, weekly habits, and just like you keep showing up for yourself, you just keep moving forward, you keep trying. Then the other key is that if you don't then experiment, if you don't play around, if you don't try new things, then you'll just kind of plateau. So putting consistency plus experimentation together is kind of like the key for growth. And that's not anything like mind-blowing. Like of course it's like, yeah, that makes a ton of sense, but it was just said in such a very simplistic way that is just very easy to like absorb and understand. And with doing that while prototyping too, it's making me realize like I feel so happy and like so myself when I'm making new things, when I'm exploring and creating. And I really want to do more new designs for my shop, and I really want to bring y'all's visions to life and my visions to life. One thing that might mean is that for this drop I'm doing coming up, I am doing obviously my springtime limited edition worry stones, but I'm also going to be making some of the core collection and the mini worry stones that have been around for the last drop, for multiple drops actually. But I might, and don't hold me to this, I think after this drop I might put a little pause on the core collection, the minis. So I might enter a new little phase of doing more mini drops, potentially, where it's like I just have 2 to 5 limited edition designs and I do a mini drop of just those. And then we can move on to the next thing, because I have a lot of ideas of things I want to make. And in order to make them, I need to create space to make them. But, you know, I'm always exploring, I'm always pivoting and learning, and I'm willing to, you know, just adjust as I go, which I think is also just an important thing in life in general, is like as you learn more information, as you grow, as you explore, as you're going throughout your days, just having the flexibility to kind of go where life takes you, I think is really important. And now what's next? I am rambling, and before this video gets too long, let's just chat a little bit more about what else I have to do for this drop. So once I decide on all of my final prototypes, I then just need to make sure I sculpt everything. I think right now I have of like core collection and minis around like 80 worry stones sculpted. And then besides sculpting, I think the next big thing is just sharing all this with all of you on social media. So we need to edit this YouTube video. I also need to film some more short form content and post it, which I love. It's so fun. And then I need to just prep some packaging. And then, which my wife is gonna help me with a little bit. She's gonna help me again for this drop with prepping some packaging, as well as packing up a lot of the orders the week after I do the shop drop and making sure those all get shipped out on time. And then I'll need to like update my website and my Etsy with the new one, so take some product photos of these and then make sure all the inventory is correct. And then the last little thing I'm gonna do, which I'm very excited for, is sending out some little emails to you all, doing my email marketing. So that way I make sure everyone that wants to get a little worry stone, adopt some little buddies into their life, knows about the drop, what's happening with it, when it is. And by the way, I don't know if I said this, but the drop is Sunday, March 22nd at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So that's like New York time. The same time I always have my drops, and I'm very excited for it. And just a quick thank you again to OmniSend for sponsoring a segment of this video, and make sure you go check them out if you want to start your email newsletter. And my friends, I believe that is it for this video. Thank you so much for coming along and hanging out with me. I'm so excited for the drop, and I hope you are too. I'm going to now get back to sculpting. I got a lot of stuff to sculpt, and I will see you again very soon in the next video. Bye.